Why it all catches up with the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So many times people wonder, hey, when is it all going to catch up with the narcissist? When are they going to get what's coming to them? When are they going to get their payback or their karma? Or when is somebody finally going to expose them or call them out? Well, as I've shared with you over the years in videos, and recently a little bit more than usual, it all comes back to catch up with the narcissist. Maybe it will catch up with them tonight. Maybe it will catch up with them tomorrow. Maybe it's going to take a week, maybe a month, maybe longer. But every single day the narcissist is on the planet, what they are trying to do is trap as many people as they can in that zombie-like, trance-like state, or the trauma bond, or the narcissistic fog. What they also are trying to do is extract as much from these people as they can take. Time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, health, hobbies, relationships, purpose, and more. And belief is a huge one. But what the narcissist doesn't realize, they're beginning to, but what they don't really realize is everything comes back to catch up with them. You see, there's one common denominator. There's one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle. It's not you, it's the narcissist. And when more and more people have gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle and they get the wisdom, then they realize that they themselves were targeted by a person who was looking to take anything they possibly could from them. Again, you, just like myself, you were and probably still are an empath. You probably didn't have boundaries, but you do now. You didn't know what narcissism was back then, but you do now. You didn't know how to say no, which is the strongest word in the English language. And when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. You couldn't say that word back then, but now you say it frequently. And now you have your boundaries, and now you're maintaining your new mindset. Remember, there are three versions of you. The first version of you is who you were before you met the narcissist. The second version of you is who you were when you were in the narcissistic fog. And the third version of you is the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. That's the person who's healed, or who is healing, and who is elevating and ascending and leaving the past in the past. And when you are healing, and as you're getting stronger, the narcissist is getting weaker. As they get weaker, you get clearer in your mind. The clearer you get, the more you realize this had nothing to do with you. You were nothing but a person on a chessboard being moved around like a pawn, only to try to be cornered and called checkmate on. But that's not what happened. What happened is you called checkmate on the narcissist the minute you got your first light bulb moment and realized that narcissism does exist. And I must preface something or clear something up a moment ago. The relationship you were in with the narcissist, this was a part of your life. It's extremely important you understand that you have to heal from this relationship, because this is the relationship you need to heal from. So whereas to the narcissist, you were an appliance, or you were a tool, or you were the supply, or you were an opportunity, whatever you want to call it, how they looked at you, to you, this was a chunk of your life that was taken from you. And so that's why I create videos each and every day, to pay it forward to those people who don't even know that they need help, or for those other people who continue to come back and keep their cup full. At one point, we all were what is known as the new supply. The new supply is not who you want to be. The new supply is being peppered with abuse right now as I'm creating this video and as you're consuming it. And the new supply doesn't even know what's around the corner for them. But guess what? The narcissist knows what's around the corner for them. The narcissist knows it's all going to catch up. You see, the narcissistic relationship is essentially one big Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme with one person's life, and that person was you. The thing is, you were giving and giving and giving, and you were being told or sold a bill of goods of what would happen later down the road, i.e. future faking, or I'll pay you back when I can, or once I get on my feet, I'll do that, or once we have 3 kids, we'll do this, or once I retire, we can do that. You were being strung along down this path of life, which was leading you to Nowheresville, to Destructionsville, to a discard, if you will, and to a place that the narcissist knew they were taking you to. Once the narcissist had their dirty fangs sunken into you, it was game, set, match, advantage narcissist. Until when? It's right, until you figured out who they were, what they did, and what they were capable of, meaning you figured out what narcissism was. And this is why it will all catch up with the narcissist. Remember, I shared with you earlier what a Ponzi scheme, the narcissistic relationship, it's exactly what it is, if you want the truth. Because these people, the narcissists, are predators, they are schemers, and what they want to do is build up a false hope in people, or a false sense of security in people, and then pull the rug out from underneath them as soon as they get whatever they want, or as soon as that person is hooked too deep. Any way you cut it, the narcissist knows it's going to catch up with them. So go back in time. Think of any famous Ponzi scheme, or infamous, I should say, Ponzi scheme that perhaps you were aware of. And if you are new to the term Ponzi scheme, you should really look it up, because that's what a narcissistic relationship is. And believe me when I tell you, you want nothing to do with a Ponzi scheme, and you want nothing to do with a narcissistic relationship, because these relationships will leave you barren. They will leave you bone dry. They will leave you on empty. This is why the narcissist discards people, because once they take whatever they can, then they have their targets or their sights set on a new person or new people, and they crumble up the other person, which was me and certainly was you, like a sheet of paper, throw them away in the freeway, never thinking that person's going to straighten themselves out and heal properly, or see behind the mask and put themselves back together. But that's what you've done, and that's what I've done. And the narcissist just slithers off onto a new source of supply to build another new Ponzi scheme and to leverage the old Ponzi scheme, i.e. relationship, I hope you're following this video, with the new one. That's why the narcissist monkey branches from one person to the next, from that person to the next. Or I like to use this example, in a pond with lily pads, the narcissist likes to jump from one lily pad to the next lily pad and the next lily pad. Anyway, you cut it. The narcissist is loyal to nobody. They care about nobody. They want to punish people for possessing what they don't have. The narcissist is envious and jealous. They're shallow, they're hollow, they're callous, they're anxiety riddled. They know that they need to get this thing called supply topped up every chance they get. They also know that each and every relationship that they are a part of will expire at their hands eventually, one way or another, because the narcissist is always trying to fracture relationships. They're called micro fractures, if you will, and that's what the narcissist does. They try to break the relationships over and over and over again. Think of how many times you experienced a micro discard when you're in the relationship. Probably hundreds, maybe thousands. What a micro discard is, it's not the official ending of the relationship via the discard. It's when the narcissist hangs up on you, or it's when they triangulate you. It's when they read your text and they don't answer you. It's when they claim that they didn't have cell phone service, but they were out dating your best friend. It's when they were claiming they were stuck in traffic, but they were spending a little too much time with the boss, wink, wink. It's when they were stealing your money, stealing your time, stealing your energy, and stealing everything they could from underneath you. Those were micro discards, and then they all led to one thing, which is called the discard. The discard is one of the most challenging experiences to ever go through. My hope is you didn't go through the narcissistic abusive cycle and you didn't experience a discard. But these things I'm sharing with you, and I'm going to close the video way early today because it is below 20 degrees where I am, and we didn't get snow, but it is really cold. These things I'm sharing with you, they equal a couple things. One, it always will catch up with the narcissist. Now you may say, well, not so fast, Andrew. It didn't catch up with them yet. Why do you think it's going to catch up with them now? You need to remember this thing called life. Some of us are on the planet for 20 years. Some are 40, 60, 80, 100, maybe longer. But this is just a blip in time. Now, to you, a human being, just like myself, this is your life. And living is an amazing thing. And experiencing life and building relationships is incredible. And growing and cultivating and watching others grow and being abundant, it's the best thing in the world. Well, the narcissist doesn't want that. The narcissist wants to dismantle things. They want to destroy things. They want to create chaos and havoc and disruption. They want to misrepresent themselves. They want to intentionally miscommunicate. And they want to blow up as many people's lives as they possibly can, because just like I shared with you a minute ago, this thing called life, it goes by super quick. Well, to the narcissist, they're trying to get every second's worth out of their existence so they can punish as many people as that they encounter. Twisted, sick comment right there, but it's real. The narcissist is the antithesis of you. Remember, on the planet, there is good and there is evil. There is light and there is darkness. There is the empath and then there's the narcissist. You know who you are. You're the empath. The narcissist was your arch enemy, if you will. They were a person who was trying to keep you stuck and repressed, trapped in that narcissistic fog, not knowing that there was a way out of there. And this is why it will all catch up with the narcissist. Remember this. The narcissist was in many relationships before they met you, many relationships when they were with you, and they're in multiple relationships right now. And these relationships I'm referring to, they're not romantic. I'm talking about colleagues, coworkers, friends, people at the local coffee shop, people in traffic, business meetings, Zoom calls, dating apps, social media, in-laws, and more. All these people, they don't know who the narcissist is, or maybe they do, and they're the narcissist themselves. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is the narcissist is always looking over their shoulder. They're always comparing their circumstances with their besties, wink, wink, or with their siblings, wink, wink, or with their colleagues or coworkers. They're always comparing. This is why the narcissist is in competition with everybody. But also, the narcissist will step over or on anybody they can to get wherever they want to in life. In the old days, and probably it still pertains today, we used to call it climbing the corporate ladder in business. Well, certain people would do whatever they had to do to get to the top rung of the business corporate ladder. I get it, and I'm sure it still exists today. Well, that's what the narcissist does in their day-to-day life. But it's not business. This is personal. And this is why the narcissist preys, P-R-E-Y-S, upon the vulnerable. They prey upon the naive. They prey upon the empath. They prey upon the uneducated. They prey upon the trusting. They prey upon the new. They prey upon anybody they can get their grubby little fingers on. Because why the narcissist does this is because, as I shared earlier, they need supply. What is supply? It could be a pet, a plane, a train. It can be a phone call. It can be hung up on. It can be money. It can be time. It can be a card. It can be an Amazon package. Supply can be anything. And this is what fuels the narcissist. But this is also why it will come back to get the narcissist. It will come back to haunt them for the rest of their days, because every narcissistic relationship falls apart. Every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Every narcissistic relationship does damage to one person, which isn't the narcissist. And the more people that the narcissist peppers or punishes via narcissistic relationships, the more of us are becoming awakened and aware, educated, and empowered. Now, do I believe that everyone who's ever been in a narcissistic relationship will figure it out? No, anything but. We are the small group of people, but we are growing in numbers, who are beginning to understand or wrap our heads around what kind of relationship we were a part of. Remember, before the internet and the smartphone, we didn't know what narcissism was, and the narcissist could run the roost of the whole planet. Well, now we know what it is. Many of us have been in the cycle. Some of us have cracked the code, figured out what it is, and we've healed and healed properly, and we have the ability to pay it forward and help those people out who don't even know that they need help, or to guide those other people that do know that they were in a toxic relationship, but they don't quite know exactly what's going on because they are learning. We are all headed in the same direction on the healing path, simply taking different footsteps. I may be way in front of you, you may be way in front of me. Any way you cut it, we're all headed towards that mountaintop, that pinnacle of indifference. And that's a place where there's no room for the narcissist, because the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, is for those of us who have healed and healed properly and who have been in the cycle and made it out in one piece. We now have boundaries, we now have wisdom, we now have experience, and we understand that it will all come back to get the narcissist in the end. Before I close the video, I'll share with you this, because earlier I mentioned that this thing called life, it goes by super quick. You may not realize it, but it does. It goes by really fast. Doesn't it seem like just yesterday you were in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s? Well, that's how quick time goes by. That's why you need to take advantage of every second you can and get as fast as you possibly can and as far as you possibly can away from the narcissist by going no contact, by blocking them, deleting them, removing them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. But before all of those things take place, or maybe they already did, you need to understand that it will all catch up with the narcissist. They know this. This is why the narcissist just slithers their way through life. This is why they discard people. It's why they rewrite the past. It's why they blame people. It's why they hoard things. It's why they accumulate things. It's why they stack things. It's why they steal things. It's why they cheat on people. It's why they lure people down to that avenue called Destructionsville. The narcissist will get what's coming to them. And many, many times people think, well, when's it going to happen? This is what I'll tell you, and I'll close the video. It may not even happen on this planet. Maybe the narcissist escapes being exposed or called out their whole life. Well, think about when they take their last breath. See what I'm saying? It's their payback, their retribution, their penance, the price to pay for all the toxicity they dished out on people. It may not come at the hands of a human being. Truth be told, it probably won't. Maybe it will, but it won't come at my hands, because I don't wish ill will upon anybody. I never have, and I'm not going to start now, and you shouldn't either. It will come at the hands of a higher power greater than us, the human being. Everybody, and I mean everybody in time, gets what's coming to them. Everybody, and I mean everybody in time, reaps what they sow, or sow what they reap, whatever that expression is. And again, before I close the video, you can't go through life being jealous, envious, being a coward, a bully, and creating drama and trying to destroy people's lives without there being a very big price to pay. And the narcissist knows that. They've always known it. They just watch the clock tick thinking, well, that's true. I'm going to get punished one day, but it won't be today. So it doesn't matter. Well, that day's approaching and the clock is ticking. Understand it. You need to get as far away from these people as fast as you possibly can. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the very cold Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand something. Why it all catches up with the narcissist, it caught up with them way before you even knew who they were. Why do you think they entered a relationship with you? Because they were running from somebody else, or running from their parents, or running from a former romantic relationship, or running from a neighborhood or something. Then they encountered you and they said, this is a spot I can hide under the radar here with this person for a period of time, which maybe it was a day, a week, a month, a year, 30 years or longer, I can't tell you. And then once they stole everything out from underneath you, then they would begin to look elsewhere. If truth be told, they started to look elsewhere long before they took everything from you. But what they want to do is they want to creep underneath the shadows and lurk around corners and hide in the dark, because they need to always fill that bottomless pit within them, that huge void that must be filled with supply. You are not supply. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light, and you need to maintain your boundaries and maintain no contact. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. It's cold. Bye.